Okay, so let's wait for 2 more minutes. Um, let's wait for 2 more minutes. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. I guess we've waited enough for everyone. So let's go on with this webinar. It's very nice to have everyone here. I mean, it's going to obviously be a very great webinar because I've been looking forward to it since on Monday. Good evening, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? It's very nice to have everyone here. So you're welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so excited because today is going to be a great day. Thank God it is Friday, actually. Thank God it is Friday because I know how stressful our week might have been, but still, we're still here to learn more. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. So, we are test and the most active software testing community in Africa, and we are focused on empowering, aspiring, and practicing product quality engineers with resources, support, and mentorship that is required for them to succeed in their career. And when we mean them, we mean people that are just coming into software testing, people that intermediates, professionals, and so on, mentors, and all. So we accept everybody here, and we are the kind that make sure that in your in your staying in our community, we give you 6 months, and you will be better than you were before. So our programs, we have the office hour that is on Wednesday. An office hour is where we come together during our office time by 1 p.m. on Wednesday to talk about the problem we're having in our offices, what we don't understand, and we need other software testers, professionals to help us with. And also we share um products, I mean, tools that we may think other people might need, other software testers might need in our field that you think they don't know about. So we have the Friday study body, and that is one of the things we're doing right now. We're having the webinar, and first Friday of the month of the sorry, last Friday of the month, we have we have a particular gathering whereby we come together. Either watch movies, or we have phones, or we speak about some things that we know that the community might need. We have the Global AMA Fireside Chat, first, that is first Saturday every month. And this particular day, we bring in a professional or a mentor to answer our questions. I mean, a lot of people have questions when it comes to our field, and we always bring in a professional to answer our questions with depth. So it is more like that. We have the local community quarterly hangouts. I mean, we just finished having the NSTW, that is the Nigeria Software Testing Week, and it is yearly. We do it quarterly. So yeah, that is local community quarterly hangout for us. We have the scholarship boot camp. So currently we are working on the cohort 3, which is going to commence next year. So I hope, and it is for free. Yeah, people that are coming into software testing for free. You're going to have your classes for free. And this scholarship is going to take you into software testing and make you grounded in software testing. We have mentorship. We have different kind of professionals in our community that mentors other people. I mean, those that really want to be a professional in our field. We bring mentor in case they are looking for people to mentor them. We can bring in mentors to you to mentor you. We have annual gathering and conferences. That's NSTW that I mentioned the other time. We have tester that we come together as a tester. We bring in people, like people to compete with themselves, not like competing, like, oh, okay, pick up one application they can do. And in fact, that would actually give you more opportunities in our field, because we also have the job field, whereby we bring in people into jobs and all those things. Meanwhile, if you're not in our in our group, you're missing a lot, because not only are we bringing in jobs for people, we bring in people into the consciousness of being a professional in our field. So, and we are also a family, yes. We have our IG, our LinkedIn, our X Live. We are active there. Meanwhile, if you don't know, if you've not joined us on LinkedIn, on Slack and other places, you can always check our chat. It is pinned there. Check the chat on this Google meeting. It is pinned there. Yeah, you can just follow us right now as fast as you can. We have fun, comedy, and movie night. As I said before, at any time we can just decide that, oh, okay, let's just have fun today. All work and no play makes Jack though. So we have test merchandise and so on. So we would like to appreciate our new member and welcome them. I understand that we did not have a webinar last week, sorry. And if you're in our community Slack, you would know that it was our founder's birthday, and that day was all about her. I mean, if you know our founder, please show. You can show through your maybe dropping an emoji. You can show through dropping an emoji. Everybody say hi. Okay, so this is our speaker for today, John Iziren. I mean, this man is a very great man. He's one of the person I look up to when it comes to software testing. And is an experienced quality assurance test engineer at one of the Nigeria's leading banks. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. But one of the biggest banks in Nigeria, yeah, ensuring the accuracy, reliability, and performance of critical software application. He brings experience managing testing for major projects, including internal banking systems, and contributes to project planning, requirements gathering, and process improvement. His expertise spans across manual and automated testing, including UI, API, performance, and security testing with hand-on experience in tools such as Cypress, Postman, Newman, GitHub Action, Insomnia, Appium, JMeter, and K6 leverage on Grafana, SQL databases, and GitHub Action to CI/CD pipelines to deliver continuous quality at scale. Wow, my head is busted. I've read this before, but yeah, my head is still busted. Is a QA test coach. I've mentored over 30 junior testers and introduced best practices like BDD, test automation frameworks, and OWASP, top 10 security testing, improving collaboration between QA developers and business analysts. These efforts have helped his teams increase automation coverage by over 70% and cut regression testing cycles from weeks to days, enabling faster and safer digital transformation in highly regulated environments. Now, obviously, you would know that we did not bring in just anyone. We brought in one of the best in his field. And I would really appreciate us to actually appreciate him. I mean, it is an honor to have him here. Yeah, you can drop your. Yeah. I can see you, Chino, so John. I can see everyone. I can see goodness. I can see who else again? Sekana Testify Academy. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. It is a very big honor to have you here, sir. And you're welcome. The floor is yours, and you can also share your screen if you want to. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. It's an honor, a privilege for me. I love teaching. I was once a teacher, mathematics teacher. I didn't think I would come into the software testing field as also an instructor, a QA coach. It all started just like fun, and that's how I managed to find myself here today. Thank you. Let me quickly share my screen and go ahead with the presentation. All right, just as you have earlier discovered, my name is John Iziren, QA, Senior QA Test Engineer, and also a test coach. Today we'll be looking at QA, AI, and the testing trends. Now, let's start with this scenario. It says, what do QA testers and dinosaurs who don't use AI have in common? The response to that is that they both risk extinction and they all belong in the zoo. It may sound harsh to you, but that is the plain truth. QA has evolved over the years, and you cannot do without AI. So many QA testers are scared that the evolution of AI will take their jobs, right? This scare even started even when automation testing come into play, I think in the 2020s. That was when I first had that word, automation testing. And it was like, we that were into manual testing will gradually lose our jobs. But the truth is, that the truth is that AI will not take your jobs, but those who use AI will. So we as soon as possible, we need to move with the time. We need to evolve with this time. Now, the shift has now moved from AI to agentic AI. So now we are at the edge of the next revolution that does not just, this agentic AI, they don't just execute test cases. They also think, smart thinking, and they adapt to what they are testing and also evolve with time. Once they keep getting enough data, data that's being fed to the AI, it makes that AI test smarter and better. Now, let's look at the evolution of QA testing, the trends. It all started with the manual testing. This was sometime around the 90s, right? Where human, manually test the software applications for correctness and usability. The tools then were just your test cases, you use a checklist, your exploratory testing, there we use Excel sheets and all that to write our test cases. It takes a long time. I remember my first experience writing my first test case. It took me 5 days just for a simple website, right? But these days with generative AI, in 3 minutes, you just have to give the AI a good prompt and it will generate all the test cases you need. At some point, you have to tweak some of them and have to reduce some of them. The next phase started with the test automation, where you have to write a script. And you as the QA tester, you must have that basic skill as a programmer or a developer. I remember there's this quote then that says, think like a tester and test, script like a developer and think like a tester. You did have that skill of a tester and that mindset, the mindset of a tester and that skill set of a developer. At that point, I was scared. Why? Because I knew I was gradually losing it. I keep asking myself that basic question. Is this profession for you? Are you born to be a QA tester? All these questions need to run through your mind. Why? Because then I saw some of my friends, automating the web browser using Selenium. And it was the salary they were paying them was virtually twice of what I was earning. We that were manual testers were earning something around 400,000. Why those guys are earning 800, 850? Then that was like 5, 6 years ago. And I said, I need to step up my game. So that was the second evolutionary trend of QA testing, where automation come into play. After QA testing, after the test automation, you now have the generative AI. This started, I think, in the 2020s with the OpenAI, ChatGPT, and other software applications like Copilot, Mobile, Test GPT. Here, you just have to give the generative AI a good prompt. At some point, I had to go through a Udemy course that's on prompt engineering. It opened my eyes to see that, yes, I don't have to write test cases on my own. I think I remember there was a time when I was doing a performance testing, and I need to generate 10,000 virtual users with unique name, unique identifier, such as the reference ID or something like that, then unique email address, right? I could not do this for 3 good days. And I kept getting complaints. Why? Because I can't use production data to test on the test environment. Not until I had to go through that course. I researched and I saw that generative AI can do that for me. That day was one of my happiest days as a QA tester. So the generative AI is the third trend in QA testing. That is, for the record, QA stands for quality assurance. Now, today, in fact, the year 2025 launched the QA testing career into the next level, which is the AI agents or the agentic testing, where you have an AI agent that go through your system, test your system, run triage for you, and also learn from the process. As he's testing your software, he's learning from the process, your flows, and understand how the system is supposed to be structured and give you a faster and better result. But there's a caveat to that. This technology is still undergoing development. So we have AI agents, you have which are autonomous testing agents, custom GPT for QA bots. So such as, if you go through Postman, that's what there's an AI agent for Postman, which is known as Postbot. That is one wonderful tool I make use when I'm testing APIs. So these are the 4 evolutionary trends we have so far. Manual, you have the automation, you have the generative AI, and the AI agents. I don't want to talk much about manual testing and automation. Let's look at some basic tools as QA testers you need to have, to enhance your quality as a QA tester. But before we go into that, what is AI testing? AI testing refers to tools that is QA tools, software testing tools that use machine learning and related techniques to support and enhance software testing. You want to be able to generate test cases faster. These AI testing tools will do your job for you. For you to identify flaky tests, this tool will help you to identify it quickly, and it will be accurate. Also for self-healing, right? For self-healing broken scripts, this tool will help you. I remember just even, like earlier this year, I always take the hard way of, getting those HTML locators that I use for my Cypress automation testing. And it got to me one day when it took me like 2 days. I was unable to make progress. And I had to go to my developers and I said, how do you guys manage to generate your code so fast and be able to meet up with the timeline? And I said, what tool are you using? I said, I use my VS Code. And I said, don't you have this self-healing plugin on your VS Code? And I said, no. And I said, look at my own. Look at it. The moment I put this code, if it's a broken code, it will indicate it immediately and give me an option, the correct option, which I can select. And when you click it and you run it, your test will pass. From that day, it also helped me to increase my potential in terms of meeting up with timeline. So this is one other benefit you get when you are using this AI tool. Now, for prioritizing your tests, how to prioritize your tests, it also comes into play here. It helps you to prioritize the test. Which module will go first before you go to the next one? And also in flagging high risk area based on code changes. A lot of changes. One crazy aspect of software testing is when requirements keep changing. If you are a QA tester, you understand what I'm saying. There are some applications that you are testing the same thing. The next day you come, the requirement has been changed. It's heartbreaking because your code must be updated for it to work. Now, you also have this feature in it, historical patterns. It's able to predict how, based on past experience, what has been changed and what will likely come into play, and also the user behavior. AI studies human behavior, so it easily understands what will be your next move and give you a prediction of, okay, this will be the next stuff. I enjoy it when I'm using my VS Code in Cypress automation testing. It gives me some, like when I want to scroll down, scroll to the left, it's all, you just populate those scripts for me. I don't need to do anything rather than to accept it and run it. That's just one beauty about this AI testing. Now, artificial intelligence testing aims to improve test coverage. There is no way that you can use your mental thinking alone to think of all the edge cases. At some point, you may drop the ball in one or two, but with the help of AI in your tests, is we're able to generate those testings and even capture those edge cases for you. It's all left to you to probably accept or reject it, or you tweak it to the best of your knowledge. It also reduces manual effects and surface insight that helps teams test more effectively and at scale. Now, just as we have in software testing, we have several types of software testing. You have the functional testing, you have the non-functional testing, which is also known as performance testing, and the maintenance and regression testing. In AI testing, we also have several types. I was able to capture these 6 just for the record. And there are more. You have the AI-driven test case. This is meant for generating test case for you. Like if you have used Jira before or presently, Jira just integrated an AI component to the application Jira where you can generate your test case. You just have to select the user story and click for Jira to generate the AI in Jira to generate those test cases for you. You'll be amazed when you see the results. Another type of AI testing is AI-based test data generation. I've mentioned this before, where AI was able to help me to generate test data for when I was doing my performance testing. Only God knows how long it will take me to generate those test data for 10,000 virtual users. It's frustrating. But with the power of AI, you can be able to generate this stuff in less than 10 minutes. Now, another type of AI testing is self-healing, which I've explained earlier. So I don't want to go too much on that because we still have some slides ahead where we will have to discuss more about this. Now, also virtual testing with AI. Here, we are looking at cross-browser testing, where you have to check if the page you are viewing from the UI is responsive. The next one you have is predictive and risk-based testing optimization. This is very, very important in the sense that the AI will predict to you and show you high-risk area. When you are doing risk-based testing, take, for example, you're looking at the payment gateway, right? That is one high-risk area. It will show you what you should test for. Those edge cases, those special scenarios you need to capture to make sure that your test cases is 100%, you have a 100% test coverage. So that is just one beauty about this type of AI testing. Then you have the NLP-based test automation. NLP simply means natural language processing based testing automation. A lot of us as QA tester, one major fear I had during my early days as an automation tester was I don't have that skill set of a developer, right? But I have that skill set, that mindset of a QA tester. Now, for you to be a good tester, you must have that skill set of a developer and that mindset of a QA tester. No, I struggle with it. That was why for 2 years, anytime I see automation, testing, jobs on automation, I just push it aside. I focus on those that are manual. Even if they tell me that it's on-site, I will go for it. But these days, with the help of AI, I can apply for any of the automation jobs. I'm somebody, I can tell you that I'm plug and start. Why? Because with the help of AI, I can generate even Java-based code for you for my test. So that helps me in building that confidence in starting my career as an automation tester. So these are just 6 of the major types. There are more. There are 2 I just have to exclude from here. So, question. As a QA tester, how many AI tools do you know? Question 2. How many browser extensions do you use constantly in your software and in your day-to-day software testing activity? Now, question 3. How many do you have mastery over? It's not just by knowing the names. I know Selenium, but if I should give you a Selenium testing tool in front of you, can you operate it? That is just one thing. That is one major challenge most people have. Not only they know how to, can you configure it? So these are things, questions that you should ask yourself daily to, move along with the AI trend. Before we proceed with this, I would like my co-host to share the quiz. A 5-minute quiz, it's just multiple choice question. And you can just click and select the answer. And it's strictly based on what we are discussing today. So you just attend this question and your score is just in front of you. Maybe you finish, you get your score and you look at it and you can assess yourself and say, yes, I'm very good in terms of AI, or I need to put in more effort in terms of AI. Let's make progress as you engage yourself with that quiz. Now, here are top 10 browser extensions that are AI tools for software testers, and you as a software tester, you must know. Number 1, bug matrix. This is the ultimate SQA testing hub. It's try as much as possible. This browser extension, try as much as possible to inclusive of all the activities you'll be doing as a QA tester. Below is the link to this browser extension. Don't worry, don't bother to copy it. I believe after this session, you have access to these slides where you can take your time and access those links. The next one is Bug Magnet. Bug Magnet is, I say, the best for testing forms. When you are asked to test a form, most of this form comes with some components, such as the drop down, such as enter email address and all that. This tool will help you to give you optimum performance or optimum test coverage for the form, where you are sure that yes, you have hit 100% in terms of testing for that form. So this is also the link. The next one we have, number 3, is window resizer. A lot of QAs, we do the inspect to resize and to check. Some of us who have used Lambda test, we use for cross-browser compatibility. This tool can help you in minutes look at the website and tell you if that browser or the window can be resized. Below is the link for that. Now, to check broken link, this is another tool we use. Spot broken link. it helps you to spot broken link fast. Imagine some developers will give you some, I have this experience often, right? Some developers, the API is not yet ready. They will give you the API URL. It's a broken link. Why? They are using it to buy time. That's what they do. So if you're a smart developer that use more of all these AI tools, you just test the link, and immediately, with confidence, right, you report to the developer that your link is broken, and he will have to fix it, right? It's not that you are escalating something that's not a bug or it's not an issue. You're calling it an issue. Here you have a second level validation to confirm that yes, this thing is not okay. Fine. Good. So it helps you test smarter. Now, fake filler. Fake filler is another form AI tool, right? It helps you for your form to fill in the data with fake data, but they are more like realistic, such that you don't have to wait for developers or the front-end UI to be ready before you commence testing. Provided you already have the Figma design, right? You can just use this tool to test it, and it will help you run through those data, even if they have not provided you with the data. Take, for example, the login details. It will help you to do that for you. Now, the next one you have Test IM Editor. This is an AI-powered test automation automation tool that creates automated UI tests powered by AI that adapts to changes in the DOM. This is the link to access it. And the next, you have the Catalan recorder. Beautiful. Catalan recorder, and let me go to the next screen. And Jam and Loom are two beautiful recording tools I have used so far. Why? Because it reduces the friction, the confrontation between you and developer. When you tell the developer that this is a bug, and he says, no, it's not a bug. If you see a bug, can you identify it? There's no argument, right? I stopped discussing, arguing with developers since when I started using all these tools. Why? Because the moment I do my Jam recording, I say I've discovered a bug, I'm just sharing the recording. It's so funny if somebody would deny the truth in front of you, right? So the moment they look at it, they say, oh, I see it now. Rather than you know, those days when we are testing, you go to your Excel sheet and you start to write. You describe the bug, you navigate to from the login page, you enter your URL, all those stuff. No, this makes you work smarter and reduce friction or confrontation within the team. Next, we have Talent API Tester. This is an API tool, AI tool, that helps in testing your API. It inspects the request and the response, and it helps to debug the endpoints. This is just the link for that. We'll have to skip this. Yeah, the next we have is requirement. For requirement and testing, right? For requirement and test planning, you want to get your test plan done. It's easy. ChatGPT can do that for you. GPT-4 can also do it for you. Claude can do that. And Gemini can do that. I remember that was the day I was asked to generate my test plan. I just had to run it through ChatGPT, and it gave me a detailed test plan. All I need to do was just to edit the documents, change the names, and within an hour, I was done. When I pushed it, everybody was asking me, where did you prepare this? I didn't tell anyone. I just kept it to myself, right? It helps to make work faster. Now, for requirements AI and Jira, I've said something about this, right? In Jira today, you have the AI components in Jira where it can auto-generate your test cases from the user stories, and also predicts missing requirements. So where there's a missing requirement, Jira AI Assistant or this requirement AI will help to show you that this requirement is missing, was not captured. You can easily go to the product owner or go to the project manager or the business analyst and tell them to include that requirement. By so doing, you have done static testing. 12, test design. In terms of test design and test data generation, tools that we can use, this test im.io can help you to generate all that. Functionize. Functionize is one wonderful tool. I had an experience with the demo session, but these are not open source tool. It's not an open source tool. It's a paid version. So before you can get access to it and try to use it, you must pay, and it's in dollars. It helps to convert plain English requirements into automated tests. So even if you don't know how to write automated scripts in Java or JavaScript or C# or any other language, programming language, Functionize will do that for you. You only just copy it and run it with your VS Code, and that will do it. If you are using Selenium, you run it with Selenium. If you are using Cypress, you run it with Cypress. If you are using Appium, you run it with Appium. I will do that for you. Catalan test ops with AI. Catalan Studio is one beautiful tool that I used. I tried, I used for a particular project, but it's a paid version. That's one disadvantage about that. It helps for test data recommendation and AI-driven insights. Tonic AI and others, Mokaru, very beautiful tool with AI, helps to generate synthetic test data for edge cases and data maxing, and helps to anonymize to stay GDPR compliant. In the compliant field, everybody wants to make sure that your software application is compliant, right? So this is one tool that will help to put everything together such that you don't breach the contractual agreements in your testing. That's the part of testing that is contract testing. Number 13, test automation and execution. Tools that are used for test automation and execution: mobile, Tools, which is for virtual AI testing, testim.io, and Lambda Test. You have browser stack with AI. Most of these tools do not require, they are low code, where you don't have to execute, write codes in Java or JavaScript, right? In plain English, you can use those plain English to test the software application, and you get equal or the same results. Now, for API testing, that's 14. API testing and integration testing. Postman, AI Assistant, Postbot. These are AI tools that we use in testing. I once used Postbot to generate my API contract. Gone are those days when you are given an API, the developer will not share the API document with you. The moment I have the API, I can generate the API document with Postbot. You just have to run it through Postbot and say, please generate this API documentation for me, and we give you it better than the developer, because it suggests edge cases and requirements and error scenarios. It will capture all for you. Karate AI plugins also help for your API testing. Newman is one tool that I love. Anytime I'm teaching API testing, I always run through Newman with all my students. I teach them how to use Newman, because Newman is effective when it comes to collections that are large, API collections, where you have over 200 APIs to test, 100 API to test. With Newman, you automate the process. And with the help of API in Newman, it helps to summarize the failure with AI explanation, which is quite unique. You present your data as if you are a manager, as if you are a data analyst. 15, performance testing and security testing. Dynatrace is one beautiful performance testing tool that helps you. It's an AI-based performance testing tool that helps to analyze your results. One problem I have in performance testing is how to analyze my results. With this tool, it helps you analyze the results such that you know what to say when you are presenting your results to management. Neoload with AI, that's another performance testing tool. Then we'll now look at the security testing tool where you have Sync Code AI and GitHub Copilot Security. These are strictly for security testing. During my OWASP top 10 training, I learned how APIs can be hacked by hackers, right? But with the help of these tools, you will be able to test the software application and know how to counter just those vulnerability, how to handle those vulnerability, and make sure that, yes, nobody can hack such APIs. That is the job for you as a QA tester, to ensure that the API is also secure, because the API is one easy gateway hackers use in gaining access to software applications. Number 16, defect prediction. Where you can easily identify defects in this code base. SonarQube is very good at that. With the help of AI plugins, it predicts defect-prone code areas. And you also have Plunk AI, Elastic AI, and Launchable Test Impact Analysis. All these analyze the code base and easily show you where there are vulnerabilities in the code. 17, you have continuous testing in CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. Right? You have Harness, GitLab AI, Azure DevOps, Copilot, Test Sigma, which is an AI-powered automation tool, and QA+. All these, if you notice, all these applications, all these are something that previously existed. But lately, the owners of this company thought it wise to begin to add AI to it. Why? Because it enhances the quality of testing. You have exploratory testing. For exploratory testing, tools that you can use, AI tools that you can use to enhance your testing is Amplitude. You have a retest AI, and you have Session AI Assistant, which is also known as a test body plus AI, right? It works well with your exploratory testing. It helps generate exploratory tests for your regression and your UI, UX, cross-browser validation. It also does that for you. Now, for reporting, Allure Test AI will do that for you. Reportportal.io plus AI will also help you in generating your report. Most of the time, after you are done with your testing, your test summary reports, right? There should be a graphical representation that management can see in minutes and analyze the whole process you have done so far. Probably you did your test for like 2 months or 2 weeks. It should be represented in a graphical form such that the moment they see it, they know the failure and the pass rate. Now, once you put it in pie chart or bar chart, it's easy for somebody to understand and just view it in a glance and come up with a conclusion that, yes, this is what we're going to implement next. So that's the beauty of these reporting AI tools for you. Now, let's go into the AI agents. These AI agents are still undergoing development, like I stated earlier. You have Co-Tester. It's their paid version. You pay a lot of money to secure this. It's the first enterprise-grade AI agent for software testing. The next one you have Tester AI, which is also similar to Co-Tester. And you have Source Lab and Functionize. I've said a lot about Functionize. So these are new AI agents tool which is used for software testing, and they are still undergoing so many development. The technology is constantly improving. They are improving on all the functionalities every day. And this is the new age of testing, where you have an AI agent going into your database, understanding the workflow, and be able to test your software better. But it requires an experienced QA tester with the knowledge of AI testing to be able to retain their job and use these tools. In conclusion, a modern QA tester must go beyond manual testing, scripted automation, and learn AI-driven tools for test design, execution, self-healing, test data, defect prediction, and observability. This allows you to test smarter, not just harder, and stay relevant in AI augmented QA. You must be relevant, and it requires constant learning. I feel this is enough for today. I would have loved to say more, but we are short of time. So let's just say thank you for now. Question, comments, and contribution. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Someone already raised their hand, so you can go on. Brooke,
yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the session.
Thank you, sir.
You've spoken a lot, and
we
have heard you. I've been seeing your profile on LinkedIn, and yeah, I finally meet you. Well done, sir. I agree.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I will see you on the platform too. The NST platform. Even on LinkedIn, I always see it too.
Yeah. All right. So I got your content. It's really interesting. Yeah, most of the tools you call, they've been there, but of course, I have not really explored their AI version. But this is really an open hive for me.
Yeah.
But then again, I also want to contribute to what you just taught us now.
Yeah.
You see, AI is a tool, and the owners of this AI produce it for a purpose, right? To make our work easier.
Yeah.
But I would love to point a fact here to beginners that they should not use AI. AI is used to expedite or fasten the job of an experienced person. If you have known how to do this work before, you've mastered the craft. For instance, let me give you an example. This year alone, I have done up to 8 roles for automation that I was placed in the midst of like 5-6 persons to build a code that does something, right? So although testing have different departments, we have what we call SDET or SDET, people that write code like a developer. So if you are not used to AI, you want to do something, you go and meet AI. My friend, your thinking, your critical analysis of a problem will die, because you'll be relying on AI to do your job for you. And when you go to an interview, apparently you will not make it. So if you want to use AI, know how to do this work first so that you've mastered it. But you just want to use AI to make it better and faster. So that's one point I'd love to share to anybody that cares to pass interview, right? And then one more thing too, I'd love to ship in. Thank you so much for opening my eyes to this AI tool, because most time I avoid them, right? Because I like to take a lot of time. But at least with this approach, if I am given a task to do that, I need to submit it as fast as possible. I can leverage AI, and especially in the security aspect, because sometimes they will jam so many jobs. They expect it to be a robot, because QA work, for me, we are short-changed. They expect you to do everything, but you are not a Superman. You are a man with brain, like every other person, but they expect you to do everything. And so with this AI tool now, we can leverage on it and do things that we're not doing on our own. But then, another pinch of salt, make sure you investigate, because this afternoon I was given a task, but I just wanted to rush it. So I went to give an AI. If you see what the AI do, rubbish. If I had not gone back to look, as this AI done the right thing, I would have submitted nonsense and I would have humiliated myself. So I had to go back to Big to check. As the AI done what it's supposed to do, because this AI are created by human being, and human being makes what? Mistakes. So everything AI does, make sure you research it. If it's something you don't know before, my friend, go and research it. Don't use the AI, because you don't know when the AI will give you something wrong that you go and present and you'll be disgraced. Anyway, thank you, sir. So that's all I have for us. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your contribution. And I'll further add to that, right? I shared the link on the group chat, right? Some of the common misconceptions about AI testing are there. And you also have the future of AI testing. At the bottom of that link is from Test Rig, right? These guys are very good. I always read their blogs constantly. So it shows you some of the do's and the don'ts of AI testing. Just like you stated, right? The Crowdcast incident of last year, I think it was during September or thereabouts, was as a result of developers, copy pasting code from the website, from all these generative AIs, right? It is not a common. In fact, as I'm speaking to you right now, companies like Amazon and the rest, they don't allow their developers use AI on their machines, right? So for we as QA testers, what we are just advise you, just like you stated, you must have that experience, right? That base experience before you go to AI. And the place you leverage on AI is when you have a short timeline. And take, for example, I made a reference where I was given to generate 10,000 virtual users with all those fields in it. How will I be able to generate 10,000 email addresses that are unique? It's crazy. That is where you leverage on the AI. But for you to say you want to use your AI, there was one AI I saw. It's an agentic AI that was built by one of those US-based developers that you just have to run the software, the URL of the application there, and it will flesh out all the bugs and all that. I said, no, I don't believe this, right? So that is the future. That's why I said agentic AI testing is still a technology that is still undergoing development. Thank you for your contribution. Other comments, contribution. I know we have notable figures here. Some of my mentors are also here. So I would like to hear from you too. The floor is open.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you so much for the lesson you gave. I would say it's a lesson because I've learned a lot. I personally, I'm a beginner. I would say I'm a beginner because I'm still polishing my manual testing. Although I have touched on automation while I was doing the course, but it just touched on it to say I know how it works, but I can't say I've mastered it. But then I'm still perfecting my manual testing, as I said. Also, yeah, I've learned from what Mr. Rukewe said, because I've always felt using ChatGPT to generate test cases, I always felt like I shouldn't be caught doing this. I always felt guilty, but I believe with what is said, I will try to I will try to not do that. I'll try to generate test cases myself. So
God bless you.
when I can do it myself to a satisfactory point, so that when I'm asked in an interview that generate test cases for these websites, I'll not be saying, what's the prompt I'll have used for this right now. So yes, thank you so much for that. For what you said. Also, now that you said that there are agentic AIs in development, which are
They're
learning.
in the market. They're in the market, but They have a lot of flaws. Yeah, they have a lot of flaws in it.
Yes, and they are developing, and from what I know of AI, I believe it learns from inputs and from data that it is given.
Yeah,
So
correct.
with these agentic AIs, if it gets to a point, let's say 5 years from now, won't it
Yeah, outdated.
won't it replace testers to a significant degree? Not completely. I'm not saying it's going to flesh out testers out of the way, but then it will take off a lot of the human load because it just require minimal human input and supervision.
That is the future. That is the future. That's why this presentation was designed for us to look into the future. Today, I was listening to this UBA group director, or what is his name? What is the name of this UBA man on the World Bank speech? He was speaking on AI, and he says he wants to empower the youths in Africa. I think there was a certain amount of billions of dollars he wants to raise to empower African youth in terms of AI. And I said, those who are prepared for this are the people that will plug in to that concept and easily get trained better. So even in World Bank, all the discussion around World Bank was all about AI. If you go through very soon, Postman conference will be coming up. Cyprus conference is less than 5 days from now, right? And everything there will all the presentation will just be on AI. We need to step up, right? We in Africa, we are far behind. To be sincere, right? There are a lot of junk data out there. And this AI feeds on most of these junk data to give you a response. So, and most often, some people give ChatGPT, all this generative AI, a wrong prompt. If you give generative AI a wrong prompt, you give a wrong answer. It's garbage in, garbage out. I'm looking at the future and I'm beginning to prepare myself because I know a lot of QA testers will lose their job. That is not an excuse. A lot of QA testers will lose their job if they do not upgrade. Yeah, look away. The floor is yours.
Yeah, for your question, I think what you're saying is true. Okay, in the future, QAs might be minimized. Like I've read in several articles where some teams said they don't need QA. Right. That does not mean that there's no QA at all. They only need seasoned QA that knows both the manual, because you see, manual is extremely important. The AIs will introduce flaws, mistakes, it's setting. The more developers begin to write code on using AI, the more they create more jobs for QA. But then now, we are talking about agentic AI, right? It is important for us to know how to not just use it, build it. Because you are not bringing in your perspective as a QA doing development. That's where we have automation. Now, the line between QA developers will be streamlined, it will be minimized. Those are for QA that want to understand how things is done, how things is built, not just how to consume it. There's something I noticed. Some people just put in prompt and take it. Have you observed what is happening in this world? Everything is divided into two. We have consumers and producers. Even in TikTok, everywhere you go, you see people consuming products, right? They also see some people creating it. Those are people that are adding value. So ask yourself, am I adding value or I'm just a consumer? So what I would say is understand how agentic AI are built, because if you understand it, you know how to test it. Because the future will be like now. If you know what is happening now, Playwright just brought up his own agentic AI. They will write the test for you, they'll debug it, they'll in your test, they'll do everything. But still there'll be some error. So if you understand how this AI works, you know how to monitor them when they make error. Like what I said today, I was trying to create a sheet, an Excel sheet, and I gave it to one AI tool. What is the name? Said DeepSeek. DeepSeek just mumu. He did rubbish. I want to give it to ChatGPT. ChatGPT did it correctly, but they said before I can download it, I should pay. So that nothing is for free, right? So what are we saying? while AI is doing the job, you should know how the AI works, so monitor what the AI does. QAs that do not know how to do it, for instance, right, like now, if you know people are avoiding code, they say they'll go and give it to AI. No, AI will still make mistake. So you also need to learn that code. For instance, learn how to do algorithmic thinking. How can I have this value? Because if you are going for a job, they'll test you if you want to go for automation. They'll test you by you writing code before people will be checking you. You'll be explaining how you will do it. Sometimes you may not get the answer right. Then you're thinking, because they're employing us to be thinkers. QA are thinkers. We are not just going to test. You think, how is this supposed to work? Because even if you give the job to an AI, the AI can make mistake. So you to also think. Don't just give your job to AI to do. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you.
Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. So it's just clear, right? You only leverage on AI, but you don't depend on AI. I think there was a case of a guy that was given chatbots to test. And I asked the guy, I said, do you have idea of testing chatbots? Do you know chatbots are the AI tool? And the guy was just looking at me. I said, what are you testing in the chatbot? These days, we have hackers that can hack a chatbot. If you think I'm joking, go to any of those chat systems. Ask that chat bot a sensitive question. It will tell you that I'm not privileged to give you such answer. But when you coin that prompt, you coin the prompt to another way, it will give you the answer. So if a QA tester don't know how these tricks in how to test a chatbot, you will gradually lose your job. So you need to learn how to test using AI and also train the AI. The guy that was testing the chatbot, I was telling him, these are the things you feed the AI, the chatbot. You prompt the chatbot with certain questions and look at the response it gives back. If it's going to give out the company's secrets, you flag it and tell the developer, this shouldn't come out, right? Take, for example, you are telling the chatbot, customer with so account number, what is his account balance? Why will you display the account balance to you? Who are you, right? But some developers who have written their code, go to the chatbot and ask, I want to see Ijeoma's account balance. He will display it. I want to see Ijeoma BVN. All those sensitive data, you display it. That's an error. I feel this will go a long way, but we need to learn AI in testing and also how to work with the generative AI, because that is where most companies, that is the future. Amazon, Microsoft, they lay off a lot of QA testers. They downsize to the number that you only have 5 QA testers per team. The whole of the whole company, just 5. And they specifically arrange them, one for performance testing, one for functional testing, one for this, one for, and just like that, one for security testing. Those guys are doing what 50 other testers were doing previously. I'm not saying we are ruling out the case that manual testing is going to get extinct. No, manual testing is still relevant because even during automation, you can't automate end-to-end all the other application. At some point, you need to do manual testing, right? But gone are the days when you see job openings for manual tester everywhere. Try and go to LinkedIn. Try and look for any job. What's it now? Job link. If you can see a manual where they stated manual QA tester. In out of 10, you only see 1. In out of 10, you only see 1. And the number of people that will apply for that manual QA testing job will beat your mind because you will see people of 20 years of experience. And you are just 3 years, 5 years. What are you going to match up the standard in terms of experience with those guys? Any further questions, comments, and contribution for Quality Day?
Hi everyone. Anyone has any question, let us ask. So one thing I've got to notice about AI is the fact that everybody have different perspective about AI, and it is it is an interesting topic, to be honest, and a very, very interesting topic. And I would like to tell us that we are going to continue AI to the end of this year, because when it comes to AI topic, you know, go finish. And funniest thing is, in our community, we are going to bring up AI testing, and we are going to have a course on its own, because we are planning on that, to be honest, because we know how AI has taken over the world and what is going on in the world right now. Imagine, to be honest, as a QA tester, you should know how to use AI on your own. Like, you should know how to use AI on your own. Okay, so our founder is here. Let us use this opportunity to appreciate her and let her come up, because I want her to talk. Yeah. Let us appreciate her. Thank you, ma. Over to you, ma. Over to you, ma.
Sorry. Um, I wanted to join on time, but because my mic wasn't unmuting, that's your introduction is sorry. Well, yeah, thanks to you, John and Oge, for that contribution. We talked extensively about AI. I mean, I love it when we are dealing with issues like war like this. I don't know. It's just it's just joy for me that people are finding it interesting to have this conversation. I like it. In fact, if people are not dragging this topic like this, I feel we are not ready yet. But just to highlight a contribution, there are two segments to it, right? There is AI for testing, and then there is AI testing. What a lot of testers, I've seen them do today, is they are using AI for testing. What AI for testing means is that we are using AI as a technology to assist our software testing process. That is what we are doing, right? So you can imagine AI scenarios that you can think about, or use cases you can think about. You are using AI to read user story, to generate test cases, which I find it very funny when people upload their company's products details and ask AI to generate test cases for them. But I've seen it anyways. I've seen it in real life, even in live technical interview that people testers do, and it still makes me laugh every time. So people use AI to write user story or test cases. People also use AI to update their probably their automation code, especially when there is a change. You know, I've different scenarios. I've also seen people use AI to ask. They have asked ChatGPT to help them find bug inside an application URL before. They said tester login flow with invalid email so that the ChatGPT can generate AI for them as test cases. The whole essence of it is making testing faster, smarter, and more resilient through automation and intelligent insight. Are we saying that we can't use AI for testing? Of course we can, but we have to be very intelligent about it. And I love the fact that it is called AI. And I wish that people always remember that it is called AI. I need to understand the meaning of AI. AI means artificial intelligence. It's not human intelligence. So it means that there is still the human intelligence part that you can't take away. Now, that is an area I see that a lot of testers they're even trying. I mean, they are learning prompt engineering, right? So now they know how to use AI to generate some scenarios to help them test faster, better. They know how to, they know how to use analogies to create stuff. Now, the major side of the other part of the equation that we have not yet touched on, AI testing. AI testing is simply like testing an AI-based product themselves, ensuring that the AI model behaves correctly, ethically, reliably. AI is also in this situation, the AI is a product under test, not as a tool. Remember, in the first scenario, it is as a tool, but this time around, it is that AI that you are testing, and that is where a lot of people are failing, right? Meaning that in this case, you are testing the machine learning model accuracy. It means that in this case, you are testing the bias and fairness. So you are carrying out something we call the bias and fairness testing. It means that in this case, there's something called explainability testing. If you do not spend time to understand how an AI itself works, you are not spending time to understand data analysis, data science, machine learning, you will find it very difficult to actually test an AI solution. Because what you will do is that you carry your software testing idea to go and test an AI product. Oh, is it returning response? Yes. It has passed. No, because the difference between a functional test and an AI test is that a functional test has a yes or no, pass or fail. But an AI test brings a probability result and a fairness result. There is no does it pass or does it fail here. Because the truth is that in most cases, always bring out result. But the question is that do you know how to train a artificial intelligence? Do you understand? There's something called data drift detection. Do you know how to manage adversary? Like, can you treat your AI, manipulate it? I don't know if you're following me on LinkedIn, you probably have seen a post from me sometimes early this year. I intentionally populated an information on ChatGPT, and then I went to Gemini to ask, and Gemini is saying that I died last month because I was able to manipulate it. So the testing of AI is somewhere we have not woken up to, right? Tested when it comes to AI for testing is typical products, regular softwares, and that is where we have a lot of testers today. I didn't want to even go into the war of manual testing because I don't even like hearing the word manual testing. You are testing. I don't know where manual came in, but yeah, we'll probably never get baptized of that word. But yeah, I'm not ready to go for that word. But when it comes to AI testing, what are you testing at this point? You are testing AI and machine learning systems. The role of AI under AI for testing is that it is a tool. It is your helper. The role of AI or under AI testing, it is the subject itself on that test. When you are using AI for testing, you are using it to improve and automate your process, right? When you are doing AI testing, the goal of AI at that point is to validate the model behavior and trust. So, as I give you an example, just to round this up, for AI testing, think about it as you are using it to auto-generate test cases, detect UI issues. But when you are testing an AI solution, you are checking the bias in the AI output. You are testing the model accuracy. So my advice is, first of all, start small. Don't rush yourself and go and take a whole course on prompt engineering, machine learning. Calm down. Start to learn how to use AI for testing, right? Your Gemini, your Cloud AI, your ChatGPT. Subscribe to the pro version of it. Learn how to use them. Use all this perplexity AI. Understand how they work. Even when you are testing now today, you cannot sit down and say it's only Chrome browser and Safari that you are still using to test. Then you have your own, because they are now AI browser, like Comet, like perplexity AI that you have to test your product against, because people are now using AI-driven web application. So learn how to use AI for testing. Begin to learn gradually. And as time moves on, start learning bit by bit. Before you jump on testing AI testing, you need to understand bit by, just like the way it took you time to learn how to test a software. You learn how to understand the product, you understand the domain knowledge. Because you can test a product does not mean that you can test a fintech application. And because you can test a fintech application does not mean that you can test an AI product. Because even inside fintech, because you understand, we test transfer, we test it, doesn't mean that you understand how insurance tech works. So I would say, one thing that you should have learned from everybody's conversation tonight is there is a long way to go. And if all you are doing right now is does it pass or does it fail? Afikuma said it. If all you are doing right now is does it pass or does it fail, you have not started software testing as a career. Anyway, let me stop there. I think that's my contribution. Thanks once again, guys.
Wow. Wow. This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Ma. You see why she's our founder? That's great. I've learned a lot. Imagine us bringing up a topic and we having conversation about it, not argument. It is conversation, and that's great. There is, so if you want more of this, if you want more of this, you want to learn more, because as I said before, we are going to be focusing on AI to the end of this year. So imagine the conversations that will be coming from from our community on AI. So it is more. You heard our founder. You heard that. So people that we bring here, don't be small people. And Mr. John is not small people. So we don't bring people that will just come and tell us we inspire and inspire. We bring people that we know that they are professional in the field. So that's more of it. So we are going to so I already posted our website that you can register to join our Slack community, so that you can have a full access to our community and all the webinars that we are going to be having. Not only that we have webinar, we also have tech leaders coming up that you won't want to miss. You don't want to miss it. We have enthusiasm. You don't want to miss all those things, so that you can be able to join. People that are just joining software testing, you can always join our community so that you can learn more. And let me give you 6 months, you would understand not to some extent, you understand it. And yes, the slide might be posted in our community. So if you want the slide, you can always join. You can always join our community, since Mr. John already gave us the go ahead to. Okay, Mr. John, you want to say something? You can go on, sir.
Yeah, they give them the parting gift. That's the 5 quiz question for the night. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We are privileged to have you. I mean, let's celebrate him, please. Let's celebrate him. It's not easy for
Celebrate what? Celebrate what?
celebrate
Okay,
you for coming,
okay.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
you.
Okay,
It's
so yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So let us anticipate on what is going to happen on next week Friday, please. And let us drop either on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on what we have learned today. Because as for me, I've learned a lot today, and you guys will be seeing my post on this about this. And also, guess what, guys? We have something coming up for testers in Abuja. We have Mr. Adenuga Kehinde, which is the community manager for the Abuja testers quarters. And guess what is coming? Where is he? Where is Mr. Kehinde? Please let him talk himself. Let the master talk himself, because this is not going to be a very small program. It's going to be a wonderful program for testers. Not only testers, we have developers coming, we have cyber security coming, we have speakers coming up too. Mr. Adenuga,
His mic
over
is
to
bad.
you.
His mic is bad. So let me
Okay.
help him speak. So on the 25th of October, which is next week, Saturday, yes, we'll be meeting at the Merit House in Abuja, Maitama, precisely, to flog some people again, like I do every year. I don't want Mr. Dosso to speak. Let it not be like I'm pushing him. Do you understand? So it's what we do every year. I still have receipts in case he wants to argue it. But basically what we do is we play games, we do debate, we talk, we have speakers and panel sessions. But it's not a conference, so don't think about it as conference. In fact, everybody is expected to wear clothes that they can collect bruise, because when you're playing Ludo and you're beating somebody 16-0, it's almost like you're joking. Do you understand? So it's just that relaxing time of the year. We do this only once. We do this only once in a year. We come with your Ludo, your card. your draft, whatever game you have, bring it. It will really be helpful for people to just unwind, drink, play games, and just, right? While we still talk about important topics and how we can help the community grow as a professional. Because the goal is not that you have a job and you're working every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. The goal is that you are growing all round, right? You know when to ask for your salary increase, you know when to go for another company, you know when to, you know, call yourself a senior. You need to be grounded all round. Do you understand? So that's what we do. But the fun part I love is, you know, where I get to teach these young guys and ladies how to play better. I cannot not say it because it's not easy to beat adult men back to back to back. I mean, last year I literally had to teach people how to play Ludo and card. You know, so 5-0, 7-0, it's just an eyesore. But yeah, we are going to be doing it again next Saturday. We are going to be doing it again next Saturday. So please don't miss it. I will personally, of course, have to be around because if I'm not there, we will train them how to play the game. So yes, I'm going to be around as well. And there's something I know that this girl that is coming all of us using Sama and boss up and down is trying to say. We are creating something in the community. We now have 3 levels of categories in our community. We have the test enthusiasts. So you don't know anything about testing, or you're just you like tech, you want to come into testing. We have a channel for you dedicated. So every topic we will be addressing there is dedicated to empower you directly. And then we have the professional testers. So you are a software tester. Conversation like AI and co is actually meant for you because someone that doesn't know anything about tech and then you're coming to talk about AI testing, like why are you disturbing them? They're confused. So we have a professional channel for you. And then we now have the test managers because the problem we are having as a test manager, as a CTO, as an engineering manager is totally different. It's totally different. It's totally different. You want to fight for your team to be recognized, appreciated. You want to groom your team. You need the policies framework. You want to speak to the government on the licensing. The problem they have is different from does this testing pass or does it fail? You know, how do you convince the management to buy into the idea you want to use for your team and the standard you want to set for your QA department? How do you grow from being a team lead or an HOD to being a CTO, sitting there in the C-suite? Have you also noticed that a lot of time is always the product and the developer that grows to CTO or CPO? Where does quality fit into the equation, and how do you grow as a test manager into that C-suite level? So we also have a separate channel for that. So conversation is different. The channel we are creating are different for everyone. For a test enthusiast who just want to know about testing, it's absolutely a free channel, really. And even you are a test manager, you want to hire testers, you have to go through the steps of posting the job description on the group. Then you now start looking for those that people, you now see like 500 CVs before you now filter it and you now start interviewing another 20, all because you want to hire 2 people. Wouldn't it be good when you have a repository of skilled people that you have even interviewed down, that when you need tester, you just call and replace? Not that is when you now start thinking, we'll now create a JD that fits into, now. So we are breaking down the conversation, we are breaking down the room. However, because we are not going to be doing every Friday conversation like that forever and ever, right? Throughout the year we will do it, but from next year we are going to break it out. So the professional, the enthusiast will probably is free, right? It's free because conversation they are still very basic and nurturing to bring them in. So anybody that wants to come into tech and wants to come into testing, instead of trying to shalaye for them, testing is good, just get them to the community. It's free. We have come, like we have a whole portal that they will log into. By the time they take that course from beginning to the end, they will know where they want to go. So if it's testing or not, they will know it, right? If you're a professional, you're already working, right? And we ask you to pay a token for a year. And there's a lot that is packed as a value to it. It's not even, money is not even up to, it's not even 50K. It's not even that high. Right? So, but the value there is power packed. And of course, if you're a test manager, the value there is power packed because if you are bringing a VP of engineering, the founder of a product company, the value is power packed as well. Again, all of this is just talking to help build the community. We are running a community here. It's absolutely free. The value, even the speakers, they are not even collecting a dime, right? Even we that are managing it every day, we are not collecting a dime. But people that are making it to run it, they are being paid. So this token is just to encourage those that are volunteering in different sectors. So this will rolled out. So if you have not joined our community as of today, just go to testersquarter.org and sign up and be part of it. And if you go to our website as well, you can also join a particular chapter. All our chapters are on WhatsApp, and join the chapter based on the city that you are in. Right now, we just have Abuja, right? As a state, we don't have it as a city yet, but yeah, you can join Abuja community. If you are in Lagos, and please, if you're in Lagos, don't go and join Abuja. Do you understand? Like whatever they are doing there, it will be specific to Abuja. It will never be general. Anything general will always happen on the Slack, will always happen on the general channel. If you are in Abuja, don't go and join Lagos, because whatever they are doing in Lagos will only happen to those in Lagos. If it is not city or state specific, then you'll be able to access it virtually. Do you understand? So join the city that you are in. And if you also want to lead, we are not even doing shakara, we are pleading. If you're in any city in Lagos, you're already in Lagos, but Lagos already. No. We can have Lagos mainland, we can have Lagos Island, we can have Ikorodu, because Ikorodu, I don't even know if it's Lagos, but yeah, we can have Ikorodu, we can have Oshodi, because we can have VI. You understand? So you can still join, so that the workload is lessened. Lagos people are very but anyways, you get what I mean. I don't need to use up my mouth to say it. So please, all I'm saying in all of this is join the community. It is worth the time. It is worth the attention. It is worth the learning. And ultimately, is worth your career growth. All right. I think that'll be it. I've spoken on behalf of Kendi and on behalf of Moso. So Moso, you can round up. Let's close, I beg. Thank you.
Okay, I don't want to close because I love the fact that we are talking like this, but still, we still have to close. Now let us thank you very much to everyone for joining. I mean, this is part of our learning, and it's not easy for us to have had a very long week and then still come to learn here. Kudos to all of us. Now we can actually say our goodbye, and let us thank John for coming out today. You can unmute your mic and say your goodbye. Thank John, and let's say goodbye to ourselves. Bye, guys. Have a very nice night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Mr. John. Thank you, all the
Bye.
facilitators.
Thank
Thank
you,
God
you,
Oga.
bless you.
John.
Look
Thank you,
well. God
everybody.
bless you. God bless you, and good night.
See you next week, Friday. Good night. You can stop recording, Mosu.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.